like this, and we have cold days where people are working in their parkas, and there are a lot of people that do many small things and many big things to make this work. So, and speaking of the volunteers, this house was built pretty much entirely during a pandemic, the first pandemic for many of our lifetimes. We had volunteers that really committed. They figured out ways to do it safely during COVID. They made sure that they were able to come out in a consistent manner. They said, Habitat, we will be there. You will be in our COVID bubble and we will make it work. So we had a lot of people who put many more hours into it because we had to have fewer hands to stay safe. And I really wanted to recognize everybody who went to that level of effort and spent their quarantine and their lockdown basically with us.
We all know Charlie is my favorite, and that's just the way it's going to be. So let's not mince words about it. But Joyce, I just want to say congratulations, because I saw you when you were questioning whether you could do this in the very beginning. I saw you, and it is a very impressive thing to watch somebody finish a marathon, and whatever kind of marathon. But it's a marathon to get through this program. And we know it has some difficulty, and there's a reason, and it's for you to rise to that occasion. The story you shared yesterday about your mom, she is here today with us. She is actually holding off the rain. She has ensured every obstacle has some way around it or some way through. And I'm delighted, and you know I'm going to be at your house in your shower, so because it's a beautiful shower. So thank you so much. I'm actually supposed to do something very, very formal, and that is the dedication. So if you will turn to that in your program, or just flip over your page, really, it's not turned to that. I'm the leader. It's questionable, but for this moment, I am the leader. And you are all. That this house may serve as a place for rest, shelter, and laughter. We dedicate this house. And thanks to you, Lord, for guidance and wisdom in this project and in our lives, we dedicate this house. As a symbol of cooperative goodwill, work, and sharing, we dedicate this house. For family living, a place of love and respect between all members of this family, we dedicate this house. As a place where this family may grow, play, and learn, we dedicate this house. And now I'm going to turn it over to Joe Romero, who is our board president.
Thank you. All right. Sure. Can you hear me? Yeah. I talk for a living, so I project. If you have problems hearing me, please wave an arm, and I'll revert to the electronic equipment. I'm so honored to be asked to make a few remarks here today.
Bluetooth mode.
It's resentful that it's not being accessed, and I get it, because I don't like it when people intervene with technology either. But this is really special for me. I don't want to make it about me, Joyce, but this is my first time ever as a board president getting to be at a home dedication in this role. So I will remember you the rest of my life. So, this is just the happiest occasion, I think, in a human life that compares with few others that you have, and I'm sure you'll remember it as long as you can. And I hope you'll forgive me if I take a few minutes to be reflective about it, because that's just a biological problem with me as I do that. So, and I'm thinking about, when we think about home owning and home, building, we often think about individuals. So I went out and I got myself a house. I got approved and I boomed in, and 3 months later I was in it. Um, and and as Americans, we're really attached to this notion of the individual, and that's great. There's on top of it, but a house like this doesn't get built by one person, right? And when I think about all the hands it took joining together to help you, I mean, not least your own, but those of Dakota and Charlie and all of your friends and your family, everybody who was able to contribute to this, it's a massive undertaking, and that's just building the house. And this is also a great collaborative effort on the part of the federal government and the state government and our community of Fredericksburg and the surrounding organizations. And yeah, I'm going to beat the drum for Habitat because, it takes someone like Kathy and Emily and Patty and Julie and everybody to kind of bring all the pieces together to connect people with opportunities that can be really hard to reach without getting some help. We're a community. We're people who help each other. And a house like this is so gorgeous, and I'm envious of would love to live in this house, is evidence that people are parts of communities. We are not just individuals. And it takes a lot of people working together and partnering with things bigger than ourselves to make dreams like this come true. And the place I kind of like to end is just, so now you've got a house. And now it's time, very soon when I hand you this, to make it a home. And it'll be your boys and your family and your community, your neighbors, that are going to be what makes it a home. I'll overshare a little bit of my life. The first part of my life, I lived in one house. I just thought a house and a home were just the same thing, and it might never change. And the last half of my life, I probably moved once every 5 years. And it's exhausting, right? Just that, where am I going to be in 5 years? Well, I don't always know. And I love knowing that you know where you're going to be and who you'll be doing it with. So congratulations, and I just wish you all the very best. And maybe the best part of this job is not the remarks, but I get to bring you these keys. Welcome home.
Thank you. I didn't either.
And I have another meeting, and I had these, but I wear heels all the time.
Well, if you need, I will clean them off for you.
I think I need
Well, you do,
yeah, you do the,
It's your time.
you ready?
3, 2, 1.
That's my other job.
Hold the scissors.
From Mom.
I'm not gonna cry.
We would just like to introduce Habitat's newest home buyer, Joyce, Resh, and her family, Dakota and Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
So not a picture. Am I?
It's okay. Oh, Emily.
Of course you are, because you're a superstar.
Let's wipe off his wheels with something.
Where's his jacket?
We're gonna take him. Just hold this. I'm gonna take him to the bathroom.
Shut the door before.
Alright.
Oh, well, let me get the booties out of the way. Hold on.
You gonna tell everyone to come on up?
Alright, everyone can come in. No matter to me.
Yeah, I think.
We're home! Oh, it feels delightful.